I'm Justin with ExtremeTerrain.com, and on this episode of Throttle Out, the Bronco returns and it's ready to mod. Hey, what's up guys? Justin here, just outside of Detroit, Michigan, to finally get our chance behind the wheel at the brand new 2021 Ford Bronco, which marks its return for the first time in 25 years. Damn, that makes me feel old. Well, hey, since the Bronco's been gone, it's hit the gym, it's gotten a little leaner, a little meaner in order to compete directly against the Jeep Wrangler in that mid-size SUV category, which, let's face it, has gone unchallenged for far too long. Now, let me tell you what this video is not gonna be. It's not gonna be a this versus that, what's better, Jeep versus Bronco, because A, there are far too many of those videos out there already, and B, I think the Bronco is still too new to fairly make that comparison. But what this video will be is my first impressions behind the wheel as a fan and part-time off-roader, but we will have a full, granular, in-depth review coming your way very soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We're actually gonna walk around the Bronco a little bit, showcase some key areas I think future Bronco owners will have a great opportunity to modify and customize their rigs through the aftermarket, which, by the way, you'll be able to outfit your Bronco through parts, yes, right here at ExtremeTerrain.com. Now guys, we've got a lot to do in a little amount of time here today, so what do you say we get after it? All right, guys, here we go. We are off and running for our on-road driving portion. And as you can see, I'm actually rowing some gears thanks to our Badlands four-door that does have the 7-speed manual, 1 crawler gear, so technically 6 speeds, which, by the way, you can only get behind the 2.3-liter EcoBoost. So 300, 325 here for our little 4-banger, guys. There is the 2.7, which is gonna pump out a lot more power, 330 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque. Let's see what that 300 horsepower, 325 torque feels like. All right, not bad. Again, once you get that little turbo spooled up, it goes, but there is a noticeable kind of lag in between gear shifts where it kind of falls on its face and it's like, oh, okay, here we go. But overall, listen, we got up to speed pretty quick. We got up to 50, 60 miles an hour. What we also know is that these motors love to be tuned, both of them. I mean, they're both turbocharged applications. We know there is more flexibility with a turbocharged application when it comes to gains, and that's really gonna wake, I think, both of these trucks up dramatically. Now, we are in the Badlands, which is choice, I must say. And the 12-inch and the climate control area, to me, looks like it's pulled almost directly from the 2021 F-150. Everything else is not. I mean, the Bronco interior, hats off to the designers, man. They did a great job of making it functional with these grab handles. They're very useful. We have our upfitter switches here, guys, which is nice. You can wire all of your auxiliary lighting under the hood. It's already fused, it's already got relays. It just makes it so much easier because then you don't have to run wires into the cab. You don't have to drill a bunch of holes. It just makes it a much easier, much more painless experience with the upfitter switches. And that's something that is available on a lot of the different trim packages. Oh, a little dirt road, here we go. We're just taking it right off into our first dirt road, why not? Hey, but hey, it's a Bronco, right? It makes sense. And listen, credit where credit's due. Jeep has definitely stuck to a recipe that's worked for them over the years, including that solid front and rear axle. Obviously, it's stout off-road, it's been proven. It just doesn't really do the on-road stuff as well as the off-road. And for the most part, Jeep owners kind of accept that, they live with it. However, what I will say is that the Bronco with the IFS, it just reacts so much better. It's more comfortable. The steering inputs are more direct. So maybe you're compromising a little bit of articulation, but I think that little compromise is certainly well played on Ford's behalf. But enough about all that. What do you say we get these things into their natural habitat, off-road, and see how they do? All right, so we're dropping into the Holly Oaks ORV park here outside of Detroit. We have switched rigs. My buddy Sam recommended us get into this 2-door variant, which is actually a base Bronco equipped with the Sasquatch, which is great, right? Because you're getting the most affordable entry-level Bronco but equipped with the most capable package. Sasquatch automatically kicks in the 35-inch Goodyear tires. We've got the front and rear lockers. We've got the Bilsteins. So here we go, our first hill climb. We are in 4 high, rear locker is on, and we got a pretty gnarly climb to start the day. So here we go. Just kind of walking right up this thing. We're coming on down the hill. And we're moving through this now with a little bit of speed. And we just kind of bottomed out there, but you know what? The Haas suspension, that last damping rate or zone really soaked it up. There's some whoops. We're going through some of these turns here, a little off camber. Hi, Sage. And I will say the IFS, I mean, it's bread and butter right here. It's soaking up these little bumps, these high speed areas. Oh, we're getting off trail here a little bit, roosting. I mean, this is what it does best, man. It goes through this stuff and it really makes light work of it, to be honest with you. Now, doing this in a solid front axle Jeep, my microphone would be God knows where, my hair would be all messed up, God forbid. It just is a totally different experience. But this, I mean, all out through that turn, and you really get a sense for what this thing can do. It's pretty impressive. Well, guys, if there was one area where Ford really nailed things with the new Bronco, it's the styling, right? They basically took concept car styling and applied it to a mass-produced vehicle. Now, what you can see here, guys, with this front end is based heavily off that first generation Bronco. So you're getting all the retro vibes dripping off this thing between the grille, the round headlights, and even some of the body shape here. But we're in the business of modifying, right? And Ford even said that at the time of the Bronco release, they have over 200 dealer or factory-backed aftermarket accessories available for Bronco owners out there. But here at ExtremeTerrain.com, we're gonna take that number and multiply it. So let's talk about some of the key areas I think Bronco owners are really gonna dive in and make their own statement with their trucks. And we're starting in the best possible place, right? That front end. Now you're looking at the modular steel bumper here on the Badlands. We got Bronco bolts all over this thing, meaning this is an area where owners can modify and take things apart. End caps come off of this heavy duty steel bumper here on our Badlands. But knowing us, knowing the aftermarket companies like Addictive Desert Designs, Deviate, Barricade, they can't wait to start cranking out designs for this thing. And I think that's gonna be one of your key areas for owners out there, adding an aftermarket steel bumper, adding winch capabilities, more skid plates, maybe an overrider. Grille and headlights also pop out. There's gonna be a number of manufacturers out there, you know, producing a different grille. Personally, I'm a fan of the old school vibes here with the Bronco. I don't know if I'd be changing that out, but there are already companies out there like Oracle, for one, that have headlight options in the works and ready for release. Now, speaking of lighting, Bronco makes it extremely easy to add the auxiliary lighting of your choosing, right? We already talked about the upfitter switches here, guys, in the interior, making hooking up the lights a lot easier, but what about mounting them? Well, you are definitely in luck here to Ford and the Bronco. They've given you a number of spots that are accessory ready. Even your trail sights here can be used as a mounting location up on the roof. Typically, if you want to get a roof bar on something like this, you have to drill a bunch of holes, throw some brackets up there. These guys are accessory ready. These covers come off, and there you go. You're ready to throw either your light bar, your roof rack, whatever the case on. And in some cases, Ford even takes care of that step for you, thanks to some factory offered rigid lighting that goes right into your front bumper. But when we're talking about modifying and personalizing and even protecting your new Bronco, the front end is always the best place to start. Second best place to modify, wheels and tires, of course. Now, even though the Bronco does come with over 7 to 8 different wheel styles from the factory, including some beadlock capable options, really, there's no better way to personalize your truck through your own unique set of wheels and tires. We know that this option does come with the 33s. Sasquatch is automatically going to kick up to a 35-inch tire thanks to a slight lift and removal of both front and rear crash bars. Now, unlike all my friends from the F-150 world who want to fit a big set of meats under there, a lot of offset, you know, typically you have to modify those crash bars, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. With these, you can actually unbolt them, both front and rear, and that's how that Sasquatch package is able to get the 35s under here without any rubbing. Now, I've even seen some guys out there have some fun with 37s. Now, granted, I don't know if I'd take it out there and jump it, because inevitably you might get some rubbing, but ultimately you have some options here with the new Bronco, and kudos to Ford for allowing owners out there to take matters into their own hands, remove the crash bars in order to stuff a bigger set of meats. Now, if we look even closer, let's talk suspension, right? Because this is one of those areas that, yes, we all know the deal. We like to lift things, we like to modify suspension. And while this does have the Haas suspension in place from Bilstein, there's gonna be owners out there buying the base Bronco who wanna add their own dampers, who wanna lift the truck a little bit or level the truck a little bit. And all those options are gonna be in play. In fact, there's already a couple of leveling and lift kits out there available. BDS is already talking about lift kit options from 3 to 6 inches. It even said something about the possibility of getting a 40-inch tire under there with some of their hardware in place, which is crazy. But you knew it was coming, guys. This is what the Bronco is all about: modifying, personalizing, and in this case, making it bigger and badder through some bigger suspension and bigger wheels and tires. Talking about our next area for modification, we really don't have to go too far, of course, because we're gonna be talking about side steps, rock sliders, and of course your fender flares. Now, this particular truck, the Badlands, does come equipped with a set of sliders on here, which can support the weight of the truck, by the way. These aren't just for show, these are real deal bash bars that can take some abuse. Now, some owners out there might wanna forego the sliders in favor of something that adds a little bit more of a step convenience. And you can do that with a couple of bolts here with these sliders, easily toss on a side step, Nerf bar, whatever the case. Now, talking about taking things off real quick, you can have these fender flares off in a matter of minutes with really no tools. There's some quick release tabs and the entire flare will pop off, which does make for a very cool look. I have to say, these things with kind of no flares on them look pretty gnarly. There are companies out there already working on aftermarket flares, including RTR. We've seen some flare deletes that kind of finish off this panel here, because once you do remove this, there are some holes behind it. I really like that idea of just adding a finish off plate here to keep the body nice and narrow, to maybe get a little bit of poke out of those wheels and tires and just go for that old school Bronco vibe. But what do you say we head out back, because there's definitely a couple spots back there prime for modification. Coming around back here, guys, a couple more final parts that are just begging for modification. Now, this Badlands has a badass front bumper. However, that plastic rear bumper just really isn't doing it any favors, right? So that's gonna be another key area where companies out there like the ADDs, like the Deviates and the Barricades can really capitalize and make a matching rear bumper to whatever aftermarket bumper you go with up front. Also ripe for the picking here, guys, your tire carrier. Now, we just talked about upgrading your tire size eventually if you do lift or level your Bronco, 35s, 37s, and hey, maybe even a 40. If that's the case, well, you're gonna need to upgrade your tire carrier back here as well to fit a bigger tire, maintain your third brake light, and also your camera here for your 360 camera. Of course, we can throw in things like, you know, exhaust, intake, maybe even a new top if you're not a big fan of the soft top. But overall, the key areas that we just talked about here today, I think are gonna be the first areas Bronco owners tend to get their hands on and modify. But we wanna know from you guys, what are you thinking in regards to your new Bronco? What do you plan on modifying first? Are you ready to mod? Drop us a comment below and let us know. Guys, I'm here with Eric Loeffler, Chief Program Engineer for the Bronco. Sir, thanks for having us out here today. Appreciate it. First, to kind of establish everything, why Bronco and why now?
Well, you know, Bronco has been a key product in our past, and we've wanted to bring back the icon for quite a long time. We thought some of the trends in the marketplace for people wanting to be outdoor and use a vehicle like Bronco again made it just the appropriate time to bring it back.
I love it. Now, what is the one thing, I guess, if you had to pick one, I know it's probably tough, that you are most proud of with the Bronco?
Well, I think the one thing is its flexibility, right? We designed the product to be very accessorizable. To do that, we have all of the panels that can come off the vehicle so that you can swap, you can change, right? Even the wheel moldings are just quarter turns to get them off. You can put bigger ones on, off-road ones on. Fenders come off, you can put off-road weekender fenders on. Even the quarter in the back comes off so that you can then tailor and customize that over time. And again, for on-road or off-road performance, within a couple hours on a Friday night, you can have everything clad for going off-road in the brush, and then a couple hours on Sunday night, you can take it right back to the office on Monday, all no scratches, no mars, no nothing.
Impressive. Well, I see a lot of smiling faces coming out of these muddy Broncos, so I'd say job well done, sir.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for your time. So at these different Ford events, they always have very cool ways to showcase the different product of the day. Now, case in point, I'm standing in front of this first edition Bronco, 4-door here with everything just blown apart, right? Now, really easy to take the doors off here, guys. There's two 13mm bolts. You unplug your little electrical connector here, and the door simply pops off. Same thing for the rear door, same 13mm bolts. They even give you a toolkit to make that a very easy experience, and you can grab your optional canvas bag here and store these things in the rear. That's kind of a game changer. Now, if you live in an apartment in the city, you want to mash around town, get that open air experience, but you don't have a garage or you don't want to lug these doors up your steps, well, you don't have to. Now you can throw them in the back. It's going to fit all 4 doors, and that certainly is a game changer. But without a doubt, my favorite part here about this 4-door, check this out. Just full views, front and rear, unobstructed. This is the open air, built wild view that I am talking about, and something that Ford really nailed here with the Bronco. So if you'll excuse me, let me get some rays. All right, guys, so we just got done witnessing a demo of the front Staybar Connect. Now, that's only available on certain trim levels, and something Jeep incorporates. However, it's hydraulic and not electric, meaning you can do it under load, both connect and disconnect. And it's pretty special because it will help the somewhat limited articulation of an IFS equipped truck, help gain it just a little bit more flex. At this point, we got a great opportunity to test out the trail turn control or trail turn assist button. It basically locks the inside rear tire to whatever way you're turning. And like we're witnessing now, we're watching this guy do it in front of us, and you can see that right passenger side tire is locking up and it's kind of pulling the truck around. They call it the tank turn, and that's really a perfect example of it. You can see the guy doing it in the four-door in front of us. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. We got the button on. Trail turn assist. Let's see how it works. Oh yeah, dude, look at that. Yeah, that works pretty good. Pretty burly climb. We are gonna give it a go. Here we are. Spooling that little turbo up, you can hear it. Nice little rocky climb. Some mud here on the right side. Good years of just clawing up this, man, no problem. I mean, that's quarter throttle. Yeah, easy peasy. Now, some of the trucks have what is called a mud or rut mode. Because we're in the base with the Sasquatch, we don't have that. So basically, that's one of the nice things about the Ford modes. Like, yes, they have the preset GOAT modes, which really set you up for success off-road. But if you're a less is more kind of guy, you hate the nanny modes kind of interfering with it, you can turn all that stuff off and just manually select your lockers. You can do it old school if you'd like, which again, kudos to Ford for giving you the options. You know, there's also the flip side of that where you have maybe someone that's new to off-roading and they want to hop in and get confidence, and those GOAT modes are a great way to do that. Woo! Yeah, we got some mud, boys. We got some mud. Sam Squinch. No problem. Uh-oh. Sorry about the interior, Ford. I'm just living my best Bronco life in here. Well, guys, I just got done wheeling this 2-door Sasquatch Bronco all up and down the Hollyoaks ORV park here outside of Detroit. And what can I say, man? I am completely blown away by the capabilities of the 6th generation Bronco, what it can do, and just how comfortable the ride is. They really did a great job on the overall package between the on-road comfort, the off-road capability, and the looks. Man, I just love the looks. They did an awesome, awesome job nailing that 1st gen retro styling. Guys, we want to know from you, are you excited about the new Bronco? And if so, what are some top mods you have in mind for your rig? In the meantime, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Justin, and for all things Bronco, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.